The Young and the Restless spoilers Thurdays update full December 5th, 2024. The storm clouds are gathering in Genoa City, and it's all about to come to a head in an explosive confrontation. Sharon, once a figure of compassion and maternal love, has fallen into a dark path, one that not only involves horrific acts but also an eerie, almost disturbingly indifferent attitude towards her own guilt. Sharon's reckless confessions have triggered a chain of events that will send shockwaves through the Newman and Abbott families, with Phyllis at the center of a vengeance-fueled storm. Sharon's dark confession, the heart of evil. Sharon's behavior has long been erratic, her actions clouded by her inner turmoil and unhealed wounds. But this time, she's gone too far. In a moment of twisted clarity, Sharon reveals the full extent of her malevolence, confessing her involvement in the murder of Heather, the manipulation of Daniel, and the horrifying hit-and-run accident that left Phyllis gravely injured. This isn't just a confession, it's a chilling admission of guilt that shocks everyone, especially Phyllis. Sharon's words are a betrayal not just of her friends and family, but of the person she used to be. The woman who once helped others, offered empathy, and tried to mend the broken relationships around her is now unrecognizable. What drives Sharon to admit to such monstrous acts? Is it the weight of guilt finally breaking her down, or is it something deeper, a twisted form of satisfaction in knowing she has caused so much pain? Whatever the reason, Sharon's actions reveal the darker side of her character, a side she's tried to bury for years. For Phyllis, the admission is more than just a shock, it's an outrage. The woman who has long been her rival, who has threatened her family and tried to take everything Phyllis holds dear, has gone too far this time. Phyllis, ever the fighter, is not about to let Sharon get away with these atrocities. The anger that has been simmering beneath the surface for years now boils over. Phyllis is determined to get justice, and she will stop at nothing to ensure Sharon pays for what she's done. Phyllis's wrath, a vow of revenge. Phyllis has always been known for her fiery temper and unyielding resolve, but hearing Sharon admit to her crimes pushes Phyllis into a new level of fury. She can't simply let Sharon off the hook, not after everything that has happened. The betrayal Sharon has inflicted upon her and her family is unforgivable, and Phyllis is hell-bent on ensuring Sharon faces the consequences. Phyllis, armed with this new information, decides to take matters into her own hands. She vows to see Sharon behind bars, regardless of the personal cost. The need for revenge drives Phyllis, but it's more than just the desire to punish Sharon. It's about justice, about restoring the balance that Sharon has so recklessly tipped over. Phyllis has always been a woman who fights for what she believes in, and right now, that fight is personal. However, Sharon, remarkably, doesn't seem to fear the consequences. Instead, she almost seems resigned to the idea of being caught. She doesn't protest when Phyllis accuses her, nor does she attempt to escape responsibility. Sharon's calmness, even in the face of her impending capture, is chilling. It's as if she's given up on redemption, or worse, as if she's trying to provoke Phyllis into acting hastily. This strange, almost psychotic calmness leaves Phyllis more infuriated than ever. Sharon's nonchalance only fuels Phyllis's desire to see her suffer the full weight of the law. Sharon's dark psychological state, a woman broken. What is going on in Sharon's mind? Has she completely lost touch with reality? Her willingness to confess without remorse, without even a hint of fear of the consequences, suggests a deep psychological unraveling. Sharon has been through so much over the years: family tragedies, personal betrayals, and an unending struggle to find peace within herself. But this new side of Sharon, the side that admits to these horrific acts with such ease, suggests that she is no longer in control of her own mind. Is Sharon beyond redemption? Her confession is not just a personal downfall. It's a public declaration of her brokenness. She may have been a victim of her circumstances for a long time, but at this moment she's fully embraced her role as the villain. There's no turning back for Sharon now. Her actions will have devastating consequences for everyone around her, especially those who once trusted her. Claire's growing suspicion. The winds of change. While Phyllis battles her rage and Sharon spirals into darkness, another key player in this tangled web begins to come into focus: Claire Newman. Claire has always been a strong, independent woman, but her relationship with Kyle has been a source of insecurity for her. Watching Summer's growing desperation and the ever-increasing bond between Kyle and Claire, Claire begins to question the authenticity of those around her. As she watches Summer and Kyle more closely, Claire begins to notice things that don't quite add up. Summer's erratic behavior, her attempts to assert control over Kyle, and the strange tensions that seem to be brewing between her and others, all raise red flags for Claire. She starts to wonder if there's something more to the story than what she's been led to believe. The deeper Claire dives into this mystery, the more she realizes that there are forces at play that she can't quite understand. The people around her are hiding things, and she's determined to uncover the truth. As Claire becomes more perceptive and less trusting, she starts to see through the masks that people wear, especially Summer's. What started as innocent curiosity soon turns into a quest for the truth. Victoria's warning: trusting Kyle? Victoria, always the protective figure in the Newman family, has seen enough to know that Kyle is not to be trusted. She's been wary of him for some time, sensing that his motives may not be as pure as they seem. Victoria has always been cautious about who she lets into the inner circle of her family, and Kyle, despite his charm, is someone she views with skepticism. Victoria's warning to Claire about Kyle comes from a place of concern. She's seen how Kyle has a tendency to act impulsively, especially when it comes to relationships. Kyle may be charming, but Victoria doesn't believe he has the emotional maturity to handle the complexities of love and loyalty. In her eyes, he's a ticking time bomb, and Claire should be careful not to get too close to him. Claire, however, is no longer the naive young woman she once was. As she matures, she realizes that she can't rely on anyone but herself to navigate the complexities of life. Victoria's warning resonates with her, but it doesn't deter her from continuing to investigate the situation. She's becoming more independent, more attuned to the dangers that lurk in her world. She knows that a woman who doesn't depend on others for validation or happiness is a woman who can weather any storm, and Claire is starting to embrace that mentality. The future: unraveling relationships and broken trusts. As the tension in Genoa City continues to rise, the stage is set for explosive confrontations and game-changing revelations. Phyllis's thirst for vengeance is unstoppable, and Sharon's downward spiral shows no signs of slowing down. Meanwhile, Claire's growth into a more independent and cautious woman is making her a force to be reckoned with. She's no longer content to stand by and let others dictate her happiness, and the future holds many challenges as she navigates the increasingly treacherous world around her. In the coming weeks, Genoa City will be rocked by the fallout of these revelations. Relationships will be tested, alliances will be shattered, and no one will be left untouched. The drama is far from over, and with each passing day, the stakes continue to rise. Who will emerge victorious, and who will be left broken in the wake of the storm? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: the battle for control, love, and vengeance is far from finished.